and it begins with 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was after all in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist.
If I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people.
Meyer Amschel Bauer, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1744, was a moneylender and a goldsmith on Jew Street, whose shop had a sign out front with a red hexagram on it. Eventually, he would change his name to Rothschild, which is German for red sign. Rothschild soon learned that loaning money to governments and kings was more profitable than loaning money to private individuals. Not only were the loans bigger, but they were secured by the nation's taxes. Meyer Rothschild had 5 sons whom he trained in the skills of money creation and sent out to the major capitals of Europe to open branches of the family banking business.
The Other Side. The secret relationship between Nazism and Zionism. Abbas Holocaust revisionism does not deny that the Holocaust happened or that it is one of the worst crimes in history. The question he raises is who is guilty of this crime, and that blaming the Nazis is only half the truth. According to Abbas, the Zionists collaborated in killing a large number of European Jews in order to encourage the rest to embrace Zionism and emigrate to Palestine. The book refers to the Havara Agreement, in which the Third Reich agreed with the Jewish Agency to facilitate Jewish emigration from Germany to Mandatory Palestine. 4. He suggests that Israel's abduction, trial and subsequent execution of Adolf Eichmann, the high-ranking Nazi who was a main architect behind the Holocaust, was a cover-up operation. Eichmann was in the process of revealing the involvement of the Zionists in the making of the Holocaust to the American magazine, Life, and was therefore silenced, says Abbas in the book. 5. He has so far not refuted his thesis in The Other Side, and the book is until today, January 2021, promoted by the official Palestinian Presidency website, 6, and the Palestine Embassy. 7. Content of the thesis and book. The thesis of the book is that the Zionist movement and its leaders were the partners of the Nazis in planning and carrying out the Holocaust. He builds the case on the Havara Agreement of 1933, in which the Third Reich agreed with the Jewish Agency to enable Jews to emigrate from Germany directly to Mandatory Palestine, which he sees as evidence of collaboration. 4. According to Abbas, the Zionists worked with Hitler on making Europe unlivable for Jews in order to force them to move to Palestine. The Zionist movement led a broad campaign of incitement against the Jews living under Nazi rule to arouse the government's hatred of them, to fuel vengeance against them, and to expand the mass extermination. 8. Every racist in the world was given the green light, and first and foremost Hitler and the Nazis, to do with the Jews as they wish, as long as it ensures Jewish immigration to Palestine. According to Abbas' thesis, the Western powers that won the war and convicted the Nazis for war crimes in the Nuremberg trials chose to hide the Zionist participation in the Holocaust. They used the details, events and crimes as they liked, and ignored everything they wanted to ignore. Eventually they accused the leaders of Nazism of all the crimes that occurred during that war, and persecuted them for an unlimited period, without any statute of limitations. Thus these countries only dealt with half of the truth, and neglected, deliberately, the second half.